Hello. So today I had a story I wanted to share. Um, this is a story I don't think I have ever actually shared publicly. So the story I'm about to share with you today has to do with driving. And on the weekend, I went on a big, long 12 and a half hour drive. Sometimes it takes 11, sometimes it takes 13. It's about in between there. But this time it took 12 and a half hours. And I used to, when I was in high school, one of my very first jobs was actually working 11 to 12 hours away from home, living out of a hotel at 17. This is actually like an accomplishment because you're not actually allowed to check yourself into hotels in Canada until you're 18 or 19. Like, it wasn't actually legal for me to be checking in, they just never checked. Bonus! But, anyways, I was working away from home. It was about 11, 12-hour drive, same kind of thing. And I was always terrified to make the drive. Because what if I fell asleep? What if I was tired? Like at 17, this was a huge deal. I had just gotten my license like 3 months earlier. And now I'm making these extremely long drives that most people don't ever do in a day unless you're like a truck driver and it's your profession. It's very rare for people to just be like, yeah, I'm gonna drive all day long and I'll be fine. I'll be totally fine. So I was terrified until I had one of my crew members tell me they used to like drive across Canada at times on end. They were a truck driver, they hauled truck for a long time. Um, yeah, so they'd go all the way across Canada and they're like, you know what's the best thing? It's the big secret. What's the best thing to helping you stay awake and be alert while driving is constantly eat. Constantly keep your mouth busy and keep eating. And you won't be able to fall asleep if you're like chewing or your mouth is busy. It'll really help you stay focused and it'll make those trips a piece of cake. So that stuck with me for a very, very long time because they were a crew member I trusted. They were my boss for a little while. And then, yeah, it's something that stuck with me for a long time that, hey, I need to eat in order to make this drive. Right? That's what they said. So, what happened is the following year, I actually became a truck driver, and it is still one of my favorite professions to date. It's just not something I want to do for life. It's something I really enjoy, driving really big rock trucks out of mine, but it's not something that I do for life. But I became a truck driver. And guess what I did all day? Every day for minimum 12 hours a day, sometimes that 14, sometimes that 16. Guess what I did? I ate every single hour, if not twice. Because, 30 minutes have passed. Oh gosh, I gotta eat. I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm gonna be a little tired. So it stuck with me. Now, let's picture this. Eating every day for an hour for 2 months straight. Like every day, every hour, 2 months straight. And now, I was not Wildfit then. So what I was eating was, this is when I was doing like 5 cookies before 10 a.m. Yep, that was normal. Spits. I always had a bag of Spits. Just that constant eating. It was always there. That did not lead me down a good road. Not at all. If you can imagine, I gained a little bit of weight. Just a little bit. And then I really struggled to get it off. Like, really struggled. I turned to fitness. I didn't actually believe that food would make a difference. So I went to the gym all the time. I'm like, hey, this will get me back into shape. I'll start feeling good again once I start working out. Nope. Didn't fix a thing. And I will dive into that story a little bit later because that is another very powerful story. But this one that I really want to get home today is, hey, you can do a 12-hour drive without eating every hour. It is 110% possible, and I'm telling you, because I just did it 2 days ago. So if you ever feel that, hey, the only way to stay awake on a long drive is to eat, And maybe it's to stop at Dairy Queen. Yeah, that was one of mine. That was my road trip stop, was stopping at Dairy Queen. Not the best. Not the best at all. So really, you can do it. The way I do it now is I always, I clean out my fridge. It's like, when you're going on a road trip or you're going somewhere, especially if it's that long, I'm assuming you're not going for a couple days. So I clean out my fridge and I cook everything that's in there. And that's what I'll pack with me for lunch, for breakfast, for dinner. I'll make smoothies to go, have something to sip on. So it's not that I'm constantly eating like big things all the time. I'm sipping on a smoothie for, say, an hour or two. That really helps. Or I'll have healthy snacks. Instead of Spitz, I'll have like a handful of almonds or some pistachios. Like something that's not going to make me feel like, or that like Spitz. Oh my gosh. You ever had a bag of Spitz before and you just like, you get home and you're like, whoa, I'm that little bit bigger than I was before. Yeah, so you're able to do it without any of those feelings or those emotions or that self-sabotage or that guilt and that negative feeling in your body afterwards. The number one thing that is always missed is having a lot of water. When you're doing a really, really big drive or road trip, or you're going on a plane, actually, it's the same kind of thing. Having enough water is the key. It's the golden ticket. It's when you're at the Willy Wonka chocolate factory and you open and you have the golden wrapping. Yeah, that's what it is. A lot of water. On my trip here, I drank close to 4 liters of water and still felt like I needed more. Water is one of those really cool things that helps you focus. So it helps make the drive easier when you're drinking water. Like, yeah, you might have to take a couple extra bathroom breaks if you didn't prep your body before, but if you start increasing your water before your travel, you're fine. You should be good. Like, there's gonna be a couple extra ones, but hey, just plan for that. Just know that the water I'm putting in my body is going to make me feel 10 times better than, being upset about having to take an extra bathroom break. Because something I used to do constantly, I was 100% guilty of this. Raise your hands if you're 100% guilty of this as well. Restricting our water while on a road trip so that you can get to the destination faster. Did you do that? Because I did that. Don't do it anymore. It's not worth it. There are studies that show that driving dehydrated is almost just as bad as driving drunk because you are so distracted. Your body needs water to function. And as you're focusing more and more and more, it needs it. Trust me. Have more water. Those are my little tips that definitely will help you on a road trip. So remember to pack food. Like, pack healthy snacks, pack nutritious meals, finish what's in your fridge, get it all packed good to go. Have a ton of water, like a lot of water. Another great thing you can also do is plan out where on your road trip there are stops with healthy restaurants or a smoothie place that will make you a really yummy fruit or even veggie smoothie, a juice bar. Like, find those places and make those your norm instead of a McDonald's or a Dairy Queen or a Tim Hortons or a Starbucks, whatever you're used to. Support local. Find those small little cafes, smoothie bars, restaurants that will make you eat healthier, that will help you along your journey. So those are my little tips. If you enjoyed today's little video, make sure to hit subscribe and tune in to the next one. I will be sharing lots of little video tips and tricks. These are for those who are living Wild Fit or for those who are just curious about eating healthy. And for this episode, eating healthy and traveling. It's not that hard. Just make sure you plan and prepare. So hope you have a fabulous day and tune in to the next episode.